recover with. We'll see. Or we're back. Never mind. No breaks. Okay. The voice in my head, and none of you want to hear it, but has told me that we are chilling. So we'll be going into this lobby in all of another moment. If they do make it past this convergence, we've got a convoy that's right around the corner. The problem is that corner is like crazy dog leg. It's so hard to swing past easily, especially with a team in Central Bucks South that wants to go 3-0. That is another huge statement piece because I think it's like 5 or 6 weeks of regular season before the playoffs. To be at 3-0 is such a powerful position, E-Man, and you know the Titans won it.
Most definitely. 3-0 as something that you just have on your record is just something that speaks volumes in itself, you know? It's, as the kids would say, it's aura. You know, just being 3-0, just having just that amount of aura, I guess, as a high school team is just something that is very invaluable, and I think that I'm excited to see if it's going to come to fruition.
You walk differently, you talk differently, you wink at that one person that you're trying to maybe go ask out sometime. You know, it's homecoming, I think, is already
Is it homecoming season?
I don't know, man. It's been a long time. If it is, you know what? You'd be like, hey, I'm 3-0. They're like, oh, okay. So.
Oh, that's got to work. That's got to work.
Yeah. I'm undefeated, undeterred. I'm successful. So can the Titans stay that way? Lebanon is trying to prove that they can be the very same. They did drop the first domination, and I actually am curious because Central Bucks, they're 4-1 now, 5-1 through this matchup. I want to know who got the 1. Because with the way that they executed in that first domination, it would be wild to see that competition go to a game number 3 against whoever they played.
Definitely. If this is the same team that played against that one that you mentioned earlier, I want to see the team that also did that to them. Yeah, I want to see the team that was able to play better than what we just witnessed. You know, able to play much more coordinated, much more just, you know, in tune, in sync with each other, things like that. I'm wanting to see how that team operates. Looks like we have the rest of the bands and saves coming in. Saved them more this time around, as well as the Hulk. Or no, I'm sorry, not the Hulk, the Thor, excuse me. That is not a giant green monster. That is a guy with white hair.
So they changed the picks and bans. I don't know about the legality of this, because I thought you were supposed to save it no matter what. That does, it's literally the tipping of the cards. So generally speaking, you would stick with what you had, but it looks like that we just fully reset the idea going into this matchup. So as long as everyone's cool and head nodding, we move on. So the defense will be, again, Lebanon to step things up. They've got the Magneto, and along with the Thing, ground and pound and throwing you around. With that and more, Displayed has really got to show up, and Solar Rain is going to try and do the same thing opposite of the team-up duo between Snapthorn and Falcon. And those two are actually doing some crazy stuff whenever we're in our previous domination, but Blaze will beat to that Black Panther, and I guess my key question is actually this Venom from off of Fireball.
Ooh, Venom off of Fire. I think that's going to be really cool to see. You know, especially along with the Iron Man as well, that aerial damage that you have coming in, along with Venom diving at you, that's going to be a lot to handle at a moment's notice. If they can coordinate this well up against maybe a strategist, then it's game over. And as we see right here, we have...
Oh my goodness. So that's just gonna be the win of the fight. Okay, so there's the diff is onto your Iron Man. So Snapthorn is making sure that they're gonna own the skies.
It looks like, unfortunately, Displayed is going to fall as well. Micmac trying to fight for them lives, but not able to go ahead and get away. Snapthorn picking up 3, and one more might be falling as well. If they can, oh, and there it is. Blaze is going to be there to pick up the kill. The Rockets fall in from Central Bucks South as Blaze picks up one more. Micmac able to rest themselves, but MKB is going to go and fall, and looks like Snapthorn is just chasing like a cat chasing a mouse, trying to find the last person. Solar Rain and Micmac both fall. Central Bucks South hold on, and they capture the point.
Fantastic work from off of this combination as well. And love the skin they're in, by the way. Fireball looking just super nasty as they razor wrecking ball their way directly into the back line of Lebanon. So this first point already unlocked. The cat is on the move, and this is actually the weakest position for Lebanon to stand in. If Central Buck South contain the Cedar from out of Lebanon into this corner, they are not going to stop the roll of that cart. It is on the complete other side of this lane.
Eternal Bond is online, being ready to be used by Pago, but are they going to be able to use it though? Snapdone's able to pick out one. Falcon ain't picking up Pago though. And Central Buck South is just showing that they are nothing to mess with. They are just running over Lebanon. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left on the clock, and they are almost halfway towards the first point. So far, Snapthorn has just shown that they are not someone to mess with, along with the rest of Central Buck South. This is just a great display of gameplay all around.
Off of that team, from off of that team up as well, you're seeing the nanotech really go to work. They can let their flyer and that Iron Man go deep and far and wide and not really have to kind of be too at issue with them, especially because they just kind of let one go away. This is going to be at least Pago trying to survive from off of the cloak and dagger. They use the invisibility, but they get caught out just as they come back down because they were basically a floating pinata. 3 ultimates to make it 4 available for the Titans as they continue to stagger away the Cedar from Lebanon. They're into the opposite corner one more time. It's about to hit the halfway mark as they use that nano ray just to continue pouring out the damage. All the Cedar is funneled in one spot.
Listen, Lebanon does have 4 ultimate abilities online ready to use, but they just have to find a good time to use it here, as Magneto is going to just fall low on health. Micmac is going to go ahead and get picked up though, and going to go ahead and get reviving on themselves. That's good to go and keep them in the fight. And the ultimate ability is also online. We might be able to see that here as Artemate picks up 2, Snapthorn also picking up 2, and then there's a rampage going in from Central Buck South as everyone falls to the hands of Tony Stark.
Oh, the pulse cannon ready to be used. This is why they're floating very high right now, E-Man. If they don't get seen, they might be able to crush the hopes and dreams of Lebanon. They're trying to turn themselves into the decor of this last hall of meditation. It might end up being a 3K just primed and ready to go. They do see the drop-ons of some of that energy as they have another one moving forward. Here it comes in. Looking to just prime them up. They've got 1 KO. They're looking for the rest. They just got to slam dunk this one, but they actually may keep it for later. Tell them they don't even need
they're
it.
Keeping that for later, most definitely.
Oh my gosh, they are wiping them out.
It seems like Falcon just decided to go ahead and swoop in and take out everybody. 5 ultimates online left for Lebanon. They still can stop them if they just use everything right. And there it is. The Eternal Bond is going to go and get ignited first from Pago. All up on the point there, and there's a maximum pulse coming in from Snapthorn. Only able to take out 1 though. It's just Solar Rain. As Fate of Both Worlds gonna go ignited by Artemate to keep everyone else alive on. Meteor M being ignited, as well as the Quicks are able to pick up 1 more. And there is Psionic Seduction from MKB, but not able to be used to this fullest effect, as the Quicks is able to pick them up. Snap going able to pick up Tyrash though. And Artemate, Micmac, excuse me, trying to go ahead and grab the ultimate, but not able to get it off in time, as the capture is going to go ahead and get brought to us. 3-0 Central Buck South. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. This is a tough time to beat.
It's a very tough time, and I feel like with the way that that pace is set, I think that today's broadcast is literally just going to be Wakanda forever. We have seen all 4 maps today, and I think both of them are going to come out to a 2-0, but that's for Lebanon to prove me wrong. Solar Rain picked up that Daredevil just a little bit late. I think there's actually some role swapping going between these players, because Solar Rain is going to go over to the Emma Frost, going to have some coordinated conversations. They triple Vanguard this one? No, Tyrash will move over their way to Rocket. So this attack has got to be prolific. With the pace that the Central Buck South Titans set, Lebanon cannot let this cart go to waste, but they got to unlock this first point. That's going to be tough.
Looks like Fireball is opting for the Groot this time. Looks like we're going to hear I Am Groot coming in. Strangling Prison is a very strong ultimate ability, especially with combining with Meteor M, as well as Ultron's ability, or ultimate ability, is just something, or at least, excuse me, a lot of these ultimate abilities are very much great with Groot's ultimate. I think that Groot being in this team composition is a very smart choice, and it's something that I do believe will, prove very useful and very just amazing, to say the least.
Not even to talk about the vast descent that's available for the Black Panther, but well, for right now, they're just peeking over the hedge, and this garden wall is going to be a toughie to get beyond because there's just so much elevated precision and damage that can be acquired by Snapthorn, who is being left unchecked. You need to get a hit scan to really kind of clear them out or get a counter flyer, and so far, neither have presented themselves onto the field. 3 already dropping out here for Cedar as half the team is left to live, and the other team has to respawn.
Looks like we see Micmac trying to go and get some damage in from the on the Daredevil, but not able to get a lot as they fall low, not getting that much healing as well. This is not looking good for Lebanon's side as they're trying their hardest to get off anything and everything that's different from what they did before, but nothing is sticking. Seems like everything is just falling from their hands at every single option. Snapthorn still flying freely though, able to pick up Micmac on the Daredevil, and no one's there to contest them in the air. There is Solar Rain up on the point on Captain America though to go ahead and get a little bit of a tick going in, but not able to get the full tick yet as Central Buck South catch wind of that.
It's the moment of decoy to allow their team to move up this lane, and that might help them out just the tiniest moment as you actually have them extending, but they do find themselves between a rock and a thorny place as Fireball does put down one of their walls. Pago will drop, and so does the rest of Cedar. They're looking for a blind man, find the cane, and that, you know, that rough part of the sidewalk might be able to find them there as they send out a flurry of missiles. The invincible pulse cannon and Snapthorn is ready to punish anyone that wants to come and receive it. We're nearly 2 minutes towards this site push, and so far there's been nothing from Lebanon except for that little dine and dash by their Captain America.
So far, Lebanon has just not been able to do much, but looks like Micmac is going to fall again up on the Daredevil now. And Fireball Tub with 2 on the Strangling Prison, and Blaze able to pick up 1 more. Snapthorn still flying in the air, getting some easy shots over on the Hulk. MKB is going to go ahead and fall to a lot of people in Central Buck South. Still waiting for Lebanon to find something to stick. So far, nothing has worked for them.
Got the Meteor M. You basically have everything you kind of want if you're the Titans right now. With a minute and a half to go, Lebanon is thinking it out, figuring out what's going to be maybe the final play. You have basically 2 last team fights if you have to lose that one here. So they're going to try and make it worthwhile. The final judgment is online. Oh, we're getting caught from behind as you have both the deliverance as well as a quick snapshot from out of Snapthorn. And this is just punishing from out of the Titans.
Determination coming in from Falcon Titans, showing that they are a Titan, standing tall above all, unwavering and unabashed, just very much a strong presence. And we're seeing that right now, but looks like Pago's gonna go ahead and ignite the Eternal Bond here to go ahead and get some space in. Whoa! Snapthorn with the invincible pulse cannon, able to take him out. Displayed though, with the judgment coming in to take out Snapthorn. There it is, what we were looking for the whole time, but no one's there to save Displayed as Blaze is gonna take them out. Backline is completely gone. Vast Descent coming in, and Arteme freaking damage, dashing back and forth is Blaze. Seeing if they can grab everyone else. There are some stragglers here and there. Solar Rain on the point. Not able to stay alive long enough as Pago's gonna go ahead and fall right next to him. And there is Blaze taking out some more. MK, or at least Micmac, excuse me, is trying their hardest to get in, but unfortunately Lebanon is not able to get a single tick. Closest thing they got is 37%. 3-0, Central Buck South is going to take the victory on this map.
6-1 in map records, and they're going to give Lebanon their first loss on the semester. So good looks from out of the Titans. It was done just very, very composed and methodically. Quickster and the gang. Snapthorn was just a menace. You had some flare-ups alongside Blaze at times, who was definitely an impact player, but like that combination, that team up off of the Ultron and the Iron Man definitely paid off, and it was undeterred by Lebanon. Felt like they just couldn't really kind of get this one out of sorts. Maybe their teammate kind of loading in late. Maybe the mental kind of went with them. But after we saw that first domination, it felt like Central Bucks definitely had them keyed in as to how to shut down the squad.
I definitely agree. As you said, it looks like I think Lebanon, as much as they tried, as much as they went ahead and you know did everything they could, just nothing seemed to work for them, and it's kind of sad to see because I do know that they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this, but sometimes they just kind of get bested, and it's just something that you have to deal with, and I think that is what we saw today.
Well, good news. It's week 3. There's at least 2 or 3 more weeks from this midway mark of the regular season for the fall semester before everything is sort of going into the playoffs. So you're 1-1. It's not the worst situation for Lebanon. It's a great situation if you're Central Bucks South, as they are undefeated and they'll be moving through and looking very pretty and maybe taking advantage of the aura gained by being an undefeated squad. As that will be the only time I say that, at least on broadcast this week. E-Man, we have an awesome producer in the background with us as Echo 20 has been able to put our faces in y'all's space.